This is the old version. She was really cast perfect for that. She used to be a music teacher at Vista. Well, yeah, I think it's lived in your Sumtur. Yeah. She's got a daughter too. Lives in the playhouse.
Oh, lovely ladies, lovely. Now turn. Take the body with you. Now, let's have a go at our Grecian urn, shall we? One Grecian urn. Two Grecian urns. And a fountain. Oh, ladies, that's lovely, beautiful. I predict that our Del Sar display will be the highlight of the Eichling Festival. Now, just one more thing, and don't make me tell you this again. Always keep your face to the audience. Oh, my goodness.
It's you in the sunrise, it's you in my car, it's you all the way into town. It's your sweet hello, dear, that sets me up, and it's your got to go, dear, that gets me down. It's you on my pillow, in all of my dreams, till once more the morning breaks through. What words could be saner or truer or plainer than it's you? It's you.
Smile, ladies. Smile.
Yes, it's you. Oh, yes, it's you. You think you can hold these kids back? Go ahead.
Start up, Mr. Washburn. Where do you see the new steps Professor Hill taught us?
All right, Little Bee.
The Shaboombi.
Now, the Wilkins on the very first day is usually a husband. And the woman Wilkins on the second time out is anything but husband. The woman will break for the third time around. Her head in the clouds, her feet on the ground. Because the flag is bound. She's in a Shaboombi. 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 That girl is hard to guess. Shaboombi. Shaboombi. Shaboombi.
Nothing can make her guess.
Walking her lips, raise the rib, they come around.
Sunita scared of you, but I'm not. I should think you'd hate to have your own daughter scared of you. Geely, lie.
I'm gonna warn you one more time. If I ever catch you touching my daughter, I'll by God horsewhip you till hell won't have it again.
Oh, George!
Not one word out of you, madam.
I think he means feet.
Yes. Now, get out of it.
I got as much right to pull the building as anybody.
Right! What gives you any right around here? Aiding and abetting the swindling activities of this spellbinding simple salesman? You know what I see written all over you? Reform school. Now, get out, you wild kid. Get out.
Papa, capitalists like you make blood in the marketplace. Please go on.
You watch your phraseology, young one. Now, go home. You ladies, you tend to your dance.
Oh, my dad.
I'll take care of Sunita. Taken up with wild kids.
Mershin, if I could just make you understand.
Well, you can. And by the way, thanks for the buggy ride. I read through that book you gave me from cover to cover now for a whole week, and I haven't found a thing.
Well, but Mr. Mayor, if you please, I
I'll
would just...
settle your hash as soon as I get these premises off my oldest girl. Yes.
Okay, but in the meantime, I want you to know that I'm vouching for Tommy Shoes. Why, he has the confidence of every kid in town. By the time our band plays its first concert, you'll be standing in line to shake his hand.
By the time your band plays its first concert, the individual members are going to have to foregather themselves in wheelchairs on account of all the broken legs they'll have from tripping over their beards. I'll tell you, my feathered young... Never mind! Oliver! JC! You are always... I want that spellbinder's credentials, and I want it tonight, and don't let him out of your sight! He's slipperier than a Mississippi sturgeon. Oh! Don't! You want us to get his credentials? Get his credentials, or get him in jail! I couldn't make myself any clearer if I was a buck to hook in the well water!
Professor Hills, I think Mershin has behaved abominably, and I think it was wonderful of you coming to Tommy's defense.
Oh, no, that was nothing.
Yes, it was.
No. A man can't dodge the issue every time a little personal risk is involved. What does the poet say? A coward dies 1,000 deaths. A brave man, only 500. Now, I suppose that the mayor is pretty upset on account of his billion collar, and maybe a recommendation from a musical authority such as yourself could help, but I couldn't ask you to do a thing like that.
Why, Professor Hill?
Well, you would.
Well, I'd be glad to. I just wish I was a little more informed. I've been meaning to talk to you about Winthrop's cornet.
His cornet? Oh, mother of pearl keys.
Oh, I'm sure it's fine, but you see, he never touches it. Oh, the first week or so we made a few experimental blats, I guess you'd say?
Yes, blacks.
And he sings the minuet in G almost constantly.
La-di-da-di-da-di-da-di-da, lady.
La-di-da.
Yes, but you see, he never touches the cornet.
Well, you see,
He said you told him it wasn't necessary.
Maybe not necessary,
Something
so-
about a think system. If he simply thinks the minuet in G, he won't have to bother with the notes. Now,
Now, Miss
Professor...
Marion, I'll admit that the think system is a revolutionary method, but so is Galileo's conception of the heavens, Columbus's conception of the egg, and Bach's conception of the well-tempered clavichord. Now, I don't suppose that I could discuss these things with you in public. If you'd allow me to call, When may I call?
Why, any night this week.
Take a look, 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 Dear tonight, dear teacher, to help you with Professor Who? You can answer the Mary Princess. With a book teacher for your home. Really go, we call him your parents over shoes. Obviously, you know that you will soon unfold that cheery heart of your soul. Here, your little heart should be. Mary Princess, true to your
quarters.
We've been deputized.
Oh, my. Why, yes. Oh, congratulations. Look at that. Do you know, all week I've tried to give you fellows my references and credentials, but each time I do, you seem to get off the subject somehow. You know, I have just what you need over there at the hotel. Be back in a second.
Hey, move, Ray. We're gonna have to go with you.
Oh, right. Yes, of course. Just let me make sure I have my room key. And what's this? Oh, it's a testimonial from Madame Reedy. She was the only female bassoon player in the Red Bath circuit. It's actually her stage name, of course. She was from Moline. Lida Rose Quackenbush.
Can I see that for a second?
Oh, Lida Rose. You'll never forget the name. Same as the old song. Lida Rose, I'm home again, Rose.
To get the sun back in the sky.
Lida Rose, home again Rose, about 1,000 kisses shy. Ding dong ding, I can hear the chapel bell chime. Ding dong ding, at the least suggestion, I'll pop the question. Lida Rose, I'm home again, Rose, without a sweetheart to my name. Lida Rose, now everyone knows that I am hoping you're the same. So here is my love song, not fancy or fine. Lida Rose, oh, won't you be mine? Lida Rose, oh, Lida Rose, oh, Lida Rose.
Now, Mama.
Now, nothing. If he ever comes to call again, you'll see him alone. And if you haven't got the gumption to tell him I
Tell him?
Well, there's nothing wrong with a lady like you.
Mama!
Winthrop, where have you been?
Fishing?
Fishing.
With Harold.
You mean Professor Hill?
Mm-hmm. And look, I still have some worms left.
Did you have a good time?
Busted. He told me all about his hometown, Gary, Indiana. And he said he'd take me there someday. And he taught me a song that hardly has any X's in it. Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, let me tell you once again. Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, let me tell you when. If you'd like to have a wonderful lesson, go how I have been on the dog and keep the thing on. I can say without a word I hesitate, no, there is just one thing that's like my name. Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, not Louisiana, where it lets me up for like Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, I hope we've come. If you'd like to have a wonderful lesson, go how I have been on the dog and keep the thing on. I can say without a word I hesitate, there is just one thing that's like my name.
Gary, Indiana.
Gary, Indiana.
Not Louisiana, where it lets me up for
Gary, Indiana.
Gary, Indiana. Gary, Indiana. My home sweet home.
I'll be back in a minute. I want to go throw Amarillo for my live dog. La-di-da-di-da-di-da-di-da.
Leave the dishes, Mama. I'll do them.
Why don't you have to change for the sociable?
There's time later.
Say, does Mayor Shin live around here somewhere?
Oh, the Shin home is on East Elm. This is West Elm.
Ah, right. I see you're the piano teacher in town. You wouldn't happen to know anything about that fella Hill forming a boys' band?
Yes.
Well, don't you worry about that no more. I got the goods on him and spades. That swiveling two-bit thimble rigger. That's why I've got to see Mayor Shin. But the number 8 only makes a 15-minute water stop. But sure wish it was 20. Concentrate a good 5 minutes on you, girly girl.
Who are you?
Name's Charlie Cowell, Anvil salesman. But just now I'm out to protect the good name of the traveling fraternity from that swimmer Hill.
Mr. Cowell, you're making a big mistake.
Mistake my old lady's course of color. That fella's been a raspberry seed in my wisdom tooth just long enough. He ruined Illinois for me, and he sure as heck ain't gonna spoil it. Say, what kind of music teacher are you? Didn't see straight through him. That man's no more professor than
I know all about that. Band leaders are always called professor. It's a harmless deception. He's a fine director
Now,
and
wait
his
a minute.
Celeste.
A fine director? Have you even heard one note out of any band?
No, but
Well,
surely.
nothing, girly girl. That man's never formed a band in his life, and he certainly never will.
If you'll just listen to me for a minute.
Well, I'd like to. I'd like to do more than that if I had the time. But I've got to get back on that train, and I've got to leave this here dynamite with somebody on the way to the depot. Bye-bye, girly girl. See you next time.
You'll never catch that train at the depot. You'll have to catch it at the crossing.
No, ma'am, I've got to leave word, and I can see that you ain't the one to leave it with.
Just a minute, Mr. Cowell. You don't know me yet.
Why? Is that an invitation?
No, I mean I don't know you, and
Yeah, I'd need more time anyway.
I mean as well as I'd like to. I've never
There's
met
some trouble there, girly girl.
I've never met a man who sells anvils before. That's well quite different.
Well, it takes a real salesman, I can tell you that. Anvils have a limited appeal, you know. Say, what am I doing? I missed that train and I'll get fired, and I've got to leave word about that fella Hill.
Leave word with me.
Not on your tin type, girly girl. How do I know you deliver these papers?
Rhyme me. Oh, there's your train. Now run for it.
Why, you double-dealing little... Who do you think you're protecting anyway? That man's got a girl in every county in Illinois, and he's taken away from every one of them. That's 102 counties. Not even to mention the piano teachers like yourself because he's up to just to keep their mouths shut. Not when you've heard the last of me, girl.
At the least suggestion, not up the question. Without a sweetheart to my name. Good evening, Miss Marianne.
Marion, who was you talking to just now? Oh, hello,
Mrs. Peru, top of the evening to you. Miss Meredith.
You and Marion come up here and say, I've got some jelly on the stove.
There's no jelly on the stove, Mama.
Well, I'll put some on.
Shall we set, as your mother said?
Well,
Now you did ask me to call.
Did I? I didn't mean anything.
Oh, no, I'm not suggesting that your invitation inferred anything other than academic enlightenment. The think system? I tried to stop by a time or two this week to explain it to you, but there always seem to be people around. Mostly ladies, I thought.
Yes, Mrs. Squires and several of the ladies.
Well, that's good. I wouldn't want anybody beating my time. You wouldn't? No, ma'am. Well, obviously tonight is not a convenient night. I'll see you at the sociable later.
Professor Hill, is it true that you've had 100? What I'm trying to say is...
Yes.
Is it true that you've developed a think system?
Oh, the think system? Yes. It's actually very simple. It's as simple as whistling. No one has to show you how to use your lips when you whistle. All you have to do is think it to it, and it comes out clearly here. Now, why don't you give it a try before you ask any questions?
I take your word.
Can we sit down?
Are all music teachers as dense as I am?
All music teachers?
I dare say you've met a dozen, even 100.
Well, maybe not that.
Have they all been as fascinated with the think system as I have?
Some more, some less. Why, one woman even thought of the exact same system before I got there. She showed me a couple of refinements.
I see.
Have I said something wrong?
Please don't let me keep you, Professor Hill. I'm sure you have many more important things to do than to explain the think system to me.
I can't think of one.
And I must be very dull company for a man of your experience.
Now say, where did you get an idea like that?
One hears rumors of traveling salesmen.
Oh, well, one mustn't believe every rumor that one hears. Why, one even hears rumors about librarians.
I suppose you're referring to Uncle Matty.
Uncle Matty?
Mr. Madison, my father's best friend. No matter what they say, he left me an assured job so that Winthrop Mother and I could have some security. Now, surely you don't believe that...
No, of course not. But that's exactly my point. Now, why do you think people start up these rumors?
Narrow-mindedness, jealousy mostly, I guess.
Of course, and jealousy mostly start up rumors about traveling salesmen. Now, what have you heard?
Oh, well, nothing about you personally, just generally.
Well, what have you heard generally?
Well, it's just that, but it stands to reason that disappointment and jealousy can easily lead to what will take your attention to customers, and teachers might easily be misinterpreted now, mightn't they? I mean, now, honestly, mightn't they?
Why?
And so you say, if another salesman or someone else were jealous, well, they could be downright lies, couldn't they?
What could?
Rumors and things.
Well, why, of course.
It just proves that you should never believe everything you hear. I mean, if you just discuss
Oh,
things.
my dear little librarian, I'd love to discuss anything in the world with you. But couldn't we do it sitting down? I mean, you do sit. Your knees bend and all, right?
Well, we could sit on the porch steps.
You could also sit at the large hall log over at the footbridge.
I couldn't. I've never been to the footbridge with a man in my life.
Oh, just to talk.
I have to go dress for the sociable.
Then meet me there in 15 minutes.
I can't, please. Some other time. Maybe tomorrow.
My dear little librarian, you pile up enough tomorrows, you find you've collected nothing but empty yesterdays. I don't know about you, but I'd like to make today worth remembering.
Oh, so would I.
15 minutes.
15 minutes. Ma! What? I just asked Professor Hill to meet me at the footbridge in 15 minutes.
Glory be in the saints be praised, it works.
What does?
I've been using the pink system on you from the parlor.
Hey, Rick. The uniforms have arrived. The kids are in them already. The people are going to be screaming for music if those kids show up at the social.
Yeah, okay.
Here's most of the dough. I got Tommy to collect it. He's trying to keep the kids together at least. Pretend to hold a practice at the lumberyard.
All right. Okay, Mars, go get the rig.
I got it.
What time does the freight go?
Goes 9:40 from the junction.
It's not even 8:30 yet. Come on, I got one.
Look, you want to turn a whirl around here and get yourself caught in a bunny track? You go ahead. But they're gonna catch
No,
you.
don't worry, Mars, don't worry. I'll be over at the hotel in plenty of time. Oh, no, don't cry, pal. No. Come here. It's all right. No, it's okay. You've been doing all the work. Just stand up.
I'm gonna go get the ring.
Okay. Miss Marion, you're late.
But you said 15 minutes.
That's not what I meant. What I meant was, I'd say you were about 26 years late. Took you all this time to get to the footbridge with a fellow.
Well, if you want to know the truth, it was almost longer. Halfway here, I nearly turned back. I suppose I'm not the first to find it easier to think clearly when not under the spell of your salesmanship.
Now, surely you don't think that I can sell you anything?
No, you've given me something. That's why I decided to come.
I don't recall giving you anything.
Oh, but you have. Something beautiful. That's why I came, and I'm glad. Oh, please don't be afraid that I expect too much more. One can't expect a traveling salesman to stay put. I know there have been many ports of call, and there will be many more. But that's no reason for me not to be grateful for what you will have left behind for me. There were bells on the tune, but I never heard them ringing. I never heard them ringing.
Mary, there are a lot of things you don't know about yet.
Hey, Greg!
Would you excuse me for just a moment? There's a cable from Hector Berlioz that I've been expecting, and this may be it. Yeah, just a second. What is it now?
Who's the sales begin? Sounds like she's selling and you're buying.
Are you nuts? I didn't know I was going to be able to leave tonight. I had to keep her off balance. I told her.
Well, she's so off balance now, you can't tell her from a cat boat in a hurricane.
Listen, Buster Brown, I've come up through the ranks on this skirmish, and I'm not resigning without my commission.
Look, great. You can't get anywhere from right out here on the footbridge.
There's a place over at Madison Picnic Park that makes this place look like an old lady's home. Now beat it. Go get the rig. Never a dull moment in the music business. Now where are we?
You were going to tell me what I don't know about you.
Well, we don't have to get into that just now, do we?
No, we don't, Harold. Or ever, for that matter. A librarian hasn't felt much like doing research lately. But she did plenty when you first came here.
Oh? What about?
Professor Harold Hill, Gary Conservatory of Music, gold medal class of '05. Harold, there wasn't any Gary Conservatory in '05.
Why, there certainly was. If you look at
Because the town wasn't even built until '06. I'll see you at the social bowl.
You knew the whole time?
Since July 7th, 3 days after you came. I tore this out of the Indiana State Journal. It was originally intended to use against you, but now I give it to you with all my heart.
But if you knew, why didn't you just... Are you little... While 110 cornets blazed the air, and I modestly took my place as the one and only bass as I oomphed up and down the square.
Good night, my someone. Good night, my love.
While 110 cornets right behind.
Our star is shining, its light is light.
There were horns of every shape and sweet dreams be yours, dear. Tell me.
Well, 110 cornets played the air.
I wish I may, and I wish I might. Now good night, my someone. Good night.
Say I'm crazy. I missed my trade. Probably lost my job too, but I got you now, Hill, and you're gonna pay. You'd be in the clique right now if it hadn't been for that piano teacher. I tell her all about you and what she do. Lily gagged me around till I couldn't get to the mayor's. Why that man hungry Dotsie...
Get out of here! You get out of here or I'll kill you!
Why, you bully, you big blow-off. I'll stay in this town till you get yours. Up, down, through, and sideways. Why, you never even know the territory.
Great, here's your stuff. Come on, the rig's over in the alley. Hurry up.
IG right now. This very moment. There's a thief in the bedroom while you're fiddling in the parlor. That's right. I'm talking about Harold Hill. Road agent, highwayman, pickpocket. Pickpocket? Same thing, mister. He's had his hand in your wallet. Yours too, madam. Even yours, little lady. Ever since the first moment he came to this town. I've got more documented evidence here than you'll ever have time to read. There isn't any band, there never has been any band, and there certainly never will be any band. And if you don't chase this man down right now, like a mad dog, there's not going to be any Harold Hill either. He'll be on the next train straight out of town. Now, will you believe me?
Well, what are we waiting for?
I want my money back!
Money back? I want his high.
Then after him! And when you find him, bring him to the schoolhouse. Now, after him!
He's run away. Please go, please, Harold. They're even talking tar and feathers.
Oh, I had to see you again.
You don't owe me a word, not a word. It's Hurry, please go.
No, he's not down here. Let's try down by the creek.
Winthrop!
No. Hold on a second there, son.
I'm not your son. Please don't me.
Not until I get to talk to you for a moment.
I won't listen. You wouldn't tell the truth anyway.
I would too.
Would not.
Would too. I'll tell you anything you want to know.
Can you lead a band?
No.
Are you a big liar?
Yes.
Are you a dirty rotten crook?
Yes.
Please, no, you big liar.
What's the matter? You wanted the truth, didn't you? Now I'm bigger than you, and you're going to stand there and get it all, so you might as well quit wiggling. You know, there are two things that you're entitled to know. One, you're a wonderful kid. I thought so from the first. That's why I wanted you in the band. So you quit moping around, feeling sorry for yourself.
What band?
I always think there's a band, kid.
What's the other thing I'm entitled to know?
Huh? The other thing you're not entitled to know, I don't think it's any of your business.
I wish you would never come to River City.
No, you don't, Winthrop.
Sister, you believe him?
I believe everything he ever said.
But he promised us.
I know what he promised us. And it all happened. The lights and the flags and the colors and the symbols.
Where was all that?
And the way every kid in this town walked around here all summer and looked and acted. Especially you. And the parents, too. Does Mama ever wish that he'd never come to River City?
Well, you do, don't you?
No, Winthrop. Go, Harold.
You want better.
Can't go, Winthrop.
Why not?
The first time I got my foot caught in the door, there was love all around, but I never heard it singing. Oh, I never heard it at all, till there was you.
ache in our bosom would have been misapprehended by this time. Yes, and always remember, my fellow River City Zians, that I can only remind you that I have done everything in my power to prevent this dire happening from happening. Score.
What have you done to get our money back? That professor collected nearly $300 for uniforms just tonight.
And we haven't even seen them uniforms yet.
He's a slippery one, I told you.
I haven't seen any uniforms either. Or my daughters. That's just after supper.
You can kidnap her.
Fine situation here.
Score. Just a minute. Virtue has triumphed. The sword of retribution has struck down Professor Harold Hill. And if there are those, as I have heard, who are melting tar and plucking feathers, I will not say them nay.
Well, I should think there ought to be some of you who could forget our everlasting Iowa-stubborn, chip-on-the-shoulder arrogance long enough to remember River City before Harold Hill arrived. Do you remember? Well, do you? Surely some of you ought to be grateful to him for what he's brought to River City. And if so, I should think you'd want to admit it.
You're wasting a great deal of time here. If there's a person in this hall who does not want to see this man Hill tarred and feathered, let him, by God, stand up. You alien! Sit down! And the rest of you, standing there like a coat of Shropshire sheep, have you forgotten that you bought expensive uniforms, technical instruction books, and high-priced band instruments? Have you forgotten the clear understanding and warranty that your children would be taught to play in the band? Well, where's the band? Where's the band?
Think, kids. Think.